Hey there everybody, Pyson here, and what I've got here are my very first purchases of Whatnot. So what is Whatnot? Whatnot is basically a hybrid between Twitch and eBay where you can do live auctions, with like live feed as you showcase the items, do live auctions, and you can also just set up like an actual buy it now market. It's very nice. So I bought from two sellers, one of them being from Register Retro here. It was my first purchase, which I will actually be opening first. And I'll go ahead and quickly show you his profile here on the side so you guys can go follow him, and I'll also leave a link to their page in the description below. Basically, they are a father and son that they sell like retro games, consoles and stuff through auctions and buy it now on offers and stuff. And I don't know, I really love their charisma. The son is pretty much like the show host that just stands in front of the camera, shows off the games, and keeps up with the chat, and just that little quirky charm that kids can have at times, and the father's just in the background regulating everything, making funny quips here and there with like correcting his son with his errors and stuff. It was very adorable and I had a very fun time. They're very nice. They helped me with my questions because it was my first time and whatnot. So I asked them like, how does shipping work? Do you combine shipping when you buy multiple things? Blah blah blah. And yeah, they answered all the questions very nicely and thoroughly live on camera. Yeah, it was a very nice experience, and I was really glad that they were like the first stream and purchase I got off of Whatnot, because they're pretty nice. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. This is the first game of two that I got. It's a bit darker, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on my flash here. Okay, so I got Virtua Fighter 4 for the PlayStation 2. This is a pretty inexpensive game because I think there's a better version of it already that they made, so this one isn't as desired. And as you can see, the case is very, very rough in shape, so you can see all like the folds and creases. But the manual itself and CD are in pretty good condition, so that's fine by me. A little case wear down is completely fine by me. I think if I remember, they were asking $6 for it, and I think it goes for $7 on price charting, so I think that was fair. Now the next game is Evolution Worlds. You can see it still has the sticker, it still has this $20 sticker on there. So I've always liked stickers, a lot of people don't. But I used to have this game as a kid. I still have the memory card with the save file, I think, and yeah, as you can see, the case is completely fine, the manual's fine. The disc is a little rough, you can probably not see it there, but it does have some light scratches. It should still work fine though, I'm gonna go test it. And I think he was asking for 35 bucks on this game, which is a bit steeper than price charting, and I'll show that here. And when you make a purchase from Register Retro, you can get like these cute stickers and stuff for little emblems of characters from different series. You can see Toon Link there because me and his son agreed that Wind Waker and Toon Link were like our favorite Zelda game, and Link, and I got a One Piece sticker there because I love One Piece. And they also threw in their logo. As you can see, that's the father and son right there. Register Retro, new and used video games. So check these guys out, they're really sweet and awesome. And look, the son even wrote this, "Thank you for your purchase, Register Retro." So sweet. That's so cool. I'm actually just gonna keep this inside of one of the cases just as a remembrance, because this is such a nice experience, guys. You don't get it. It's so sweet. You guys definitely need to check these guys out. Now here's the receipt. As you can see, I paid $37. That's the offer that he sent me back. So originally they both combined were $41. And I had offered, back and forth. We kept going back and forth until we settled back down on 37 bucks, which is still a little steep. But here I am showing you the actual total of the purchase, and you see that there's a $10 credit there. Now what's that about? Basically, if you've heard of a YouTuber called Retro Rick, I basically got an invite link from him, and I got $10 credit for joining Whatnot through his invitation. So thank you, Retro Rick, for that. But basically with that $10 credit, I was able to negate this slightly steeper price, the shipping and taxes, and basically broke even. It ended up being, as you saw, the total was like 33-ish, so that's about what both games are worth together. So I ended up, walking away breaking even. And now on to the second purchase, which is a group on Whatnot called hcempire, and they have about the same following as Register Retro. You guys should definitely check out both of these sellers, as they are very great. So they were doing more traditional auctions. They were putting up item after item after item for auction, and people were bidding on it and stuff. Register Retro just had most of their stuff and just buy it now, and that's how I was going back and forth debating on an offer with them instead of just doing a bid. But this lovely thing here is what I bidded on with hcempire. As soon as I saw it, something clicked inside of me and I just had to have it. It's this beautiful Nintendo DS Lite Crimson Black version. Now, I have not had a DS Lite in the longest time. As you can see, some of like the corners are a bit torn up and a bit more damage here and there, but that's completely fine. Not that big a deal, as the rest of the box looks very crisp and pretty. Now, the cool thing about this is that you see this serial code here. It's the same as the console itself. So that means that this box and console are actually came with each other. Yeah, this is the console that came with the box. As you can see, it doesn't have the cardboard insert, but that's fine, as I paid I think only 59 bucks without shipping and handling and stuff. It came with the instruction booklet and this Club Nintendo slip, but it did not come with the rest of the slip-ins. I'll talk about that a little later. And there's more caveats to this than just a little bit of a torn up box at the corners, not having all the slip-ins. There's also another one which isn't also that big a deal. I think they said it didn't come with a stylus. That's fine, because I have a couple lying around at home anyway. A spare one I can use. Do you see that sheen on it? Now, there are slight scratches on the top, but man, it's still pretty pristine, honestly, besides the scratches. And look at how I mentioned before, yeah, the code, that and this are the same, so really cool to have a system that's the same. Yeah, no stylus there. This GBA dust cover, really cool that it came with it. You don't really see it being attached that often anymore. Yeah, so here's the inside. I'm just trying out the buttons. It honestly felt so weird holding this thing. Now hold on, let's go ahead and hear that beautiful start. Oh my god, that's what I'm talking about. Now, yeah, I haven't held one of these in the longest time. I think it's been way more than a decade at this point. Yeah, the time restarted up there. January 2000. It feels small in my hands, I'm not gonna lie, because I've grown quite a lot since then. So, okay, so I'm gonna be testing it out. Here is Super Mario 64 DS, the divisive remake of Super Mario 64. And I was gonna test that first and then a GBA second, but again, it's been well over a decade since I've ever held one or used one of these, so I've gotten so used to the 3DS. So as you can tell here, I tried to just insert it while it being on. That's why I'm glad that I do like record over my videos most of the time, because I'm able to just speak over these mistakes that I do. Have mercy on me, again, it's been a while since I've messed with these, so I ended up just skipping for now to the GBA instead here. And you're gonna see like me doing the same mistake here as well. Until finally I decided to do the genius move of turning it off and on, which does of course start the game. Okay, so yeah, oh man. I'm so glad to see such a lit up screen when playing a GBA game, because I have 2 Game Boy Advances still from my childhood, and it is a pain to play with those dim lidded, screens. Being able to like see the game here is so good. But yeah, I pretty much just played through the first level. It plays just fine. The controls feel good. I'll say that the A button feels a little off, I'll admit, whenever I press down on it. I don't know if it's just me, maybe I just need to get used to like pressing the buttons again and such, but it felt a little odd that it feels like sometimes it wouldn't press, like the input wouldn't register. But yeah, again, this is my childhood copy of Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I'm just testing out the GBA and it works just fine. This is a really great game. The remake, you know, is coming out next year, which still surprised me. I honestly am not one of the people that am that excited over the remake. I'm sorry, I know there's plenty that are, but it just doesn't look all that good to me, especially when compared to Mario RPG remake, which looks so much better done and more, you know, it captures the game more than the remake of this game does. But anyway, that was the first level of Mario vs. Donkey Kong on the GBA. It looks great. The lit up screen is so great to play on instead of the Game Boy Advances. I finally found my way of playing GBA games, you know, on official hardware again. So that's really cool. Now we move on to Super Mario 64 DS. Now I do this while the system is turned off, and it hasn't clicked with me yet that the DS Lite and original, you know, DS needed to be turned off first for the games to read, and I think it was set to automatic and not manual startup, so that's another thing that also threw me off. But anyway, here's Super Mario 64 DS on the Nintendo DS Lite. I needed to turn on my light there because you couldn't really see the buttons well. Okay, so yeah, this is my copy, but I think I erased the file where I had beaten it just so I could start over again. And yeah, I haven't booted up this copy in quite a while. I have a 3DS, but I don't really play DS games much on it because, you know, for some reason, my new Nintendo 3DS XL just sometimes doesn't read games half the time, and that can be a bit annoying. But anyway, yeah, I haven't played this in quite a while, and yeah, I don't know. The D-pad movement is pretty jarring, but it's not like they could have done anything else. It works for me for the most part, but I still would prefer to play it with the joystick as in the 64 version, or of course in the re-released versions going forward after this. It's fine. I actually do like 64 DS. I know it gets a lot of flack, but I still think it's an amazing reimagining, I guess I would say, of the game. I love the mini games most though. That's like where the jam is at with this game. So yeah, that was that. Really cool. Trying out a Nintendo DS Lite after so long. It honestly feels tiny on my hands. Now I'm gonna keep talking as I continue to struggle through figuring out how this works. I do eventually figure it out. That's why I'm speeding it up. But basically, yeah, this thing is tiny in my hands. A lot can change in the decade since you've been a child and adulthood, you know, in all those years. So yeah, my hands are just way too big for it now, but still, it's really cool to finally have one of these again. And it looks beautiful too, the crimson one. I used to have the blue one, the dark blue one, and I never had this red one, and it looks very nice. So yeah, there's that. Now to bring in the last thing here. Now, I mentioned that I did not have all the inserts, right? So with that, I had to hop on eBay, and I found a listing that had all the inserts for only 10 bucks. And they're like pristine and very clean looking as well, as you can see. Has the manual, of course, but I already had that on there. I think I'm probably gonna swap that out. Here's the Nintendo Power insert. It should have came with. There's that Club Nintendo that it did come with, and then this health and safety precaution booklet and the PictoShat instruction manual, which I haven't seen in, again, a super long time. But yeah, now I actually have this complete. I'll just put those all inside the box. And in terms of what I'll do with these two extras, I don't know, maybe I'll just keep them around in case I ever do buy another DS and it needs some inserts and stuff. That'll be there. And that's pretty much what I got off Whatnot for my first purchase. I got it between two different sellers, one Evolution Worlds Virtual Fighter 4 and the other person the Crimson Black DS Lite, which is missing a couple of things, but it's fine because as you can tell, even after buying those manuals from eBay, I still ended up saving almost $40 on this whole thing, which of course was a big help due to RetroRig's $10 invite credit. And overall, I'm gonna say I was very satisfied with my Whatnot experience. The Both sellers were very nice, helpful. Their live auctions were fun and entertaining and very engaging, and it was very fun to experience the bidding, the watching, and the process. It was all really cool, and I definitely will buy from them again for sure. Whatnot in general, like I'm gonna become a regular at this place whenever I can. You guys should definitely check it out. Very cool place to maybe do some game hunting. Who knows? You could probably get yourself a nice deal too. Well, anyway, that's it. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.